This abandoned amusement park is reopened. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, located in Ocean City, New Jersey, was a local favorite, offering many rides and games. But after close to 60 years of operation, it sadly shut its doors on October 13th, 2024. I actually explored this entire amusement park before and after it closed, which you can watch me do in this video. The building was starting to fall apart, the rides were being removed, and it was an overall depressing sight. But for the 2025 summer season, it has temporarily come back. However, it's not quite the same. The township still needs to decide what they're going to do with this property, with a huge hotel being the main plan. But in the meantime, instead of having the building just sit there and rot away, it was fixed up, a pizza place was put in, and a bunch of arcade games? Yeah, there's no rides, but at least there's endless claw machines, right? Well, no matter what it is, Gillian's is back open for a short period of time, so I had to return and check everything out, including what still remains from when they were open. I have to say, I'm glad to see this place still open, at least for now. It may look a little different, but it's still here for this year, so that's all that matters. But speaking of differences, let's see what they are. One of the biggest changes is the paint job all around. You can see they added different colors, so it didn't look as beat up and abandoned like it did when I first came here. I don't know how, but back in November, 1 month after they closed, I came to check it out, and this place was so beat up. I've never seen a place fall apart so quick, but somehow Gillian's managed to do it. However, luckily now they fixed things up so it looks a lot better. I mean, obviously not everything is in the best condition, but because it's only for this season, they're only doing little fix-ups here and there. Up along the top, they painted all of these because a lot of it was just destroyed and you could see the wood. On this snack bar in the middle, they still have the sign for it right there, even though they're not selling food in this spot anymore. After filming this, a place did move in temporarily called Dead End Bakehouse, so I guess food will be served there for now. On these poles next to it used to be the spinning letters for Wonderland, but they were all removed when the place closed. However, right behind this one, you can see this new sign where it reads arcade and then a picture of an arcade cabinet. This was obviously put up to promote the new temporary arcade, which we're going to check out right now. One thing I can say for sure is that it definitely looks different, but I can't judge it until I look around first. And then at the end, I'll go back outside to see what rides remain. As you walk in, you can see all the different games that they have. Most of it's generic stuff you would see in any arcade, but at least they have a bunch of claw machines. I mean, they have so many, it's actually insane. You definitely can't be disappointed with how many they got right here in this row. And this one all the way at the end might be my favorite because it's just filled with Kool-Aid Man. And even better, look what's underneath it. Just a poop emoji. For what reason, I have no idea, but this place seems to love them. Look at it. I didn't even realize every single one has poop. And if you wanted to, you can win your own poop plushie. And speaking of claw machines, this is just a funny random story. I went to a dead mall and they had this one claw machine filled with annoying orange plushies. The machine was so rigged, nobody could win it. However, the most interesting part to me is as you walk around, you can see some of the old attraction and rides left behind. Like right above here, you have the old Thomas the Train ride that used to go around the park. But I guess they never took it down yet because it's still here. Honestly, I'm happy to see that because that was always one of my favorites when I was a kid. But you guys might know the story by now. In order to get on the ride, you had to go up this ramp right here and walk past the animatronics. As I grew older, I became fascinated with animatronics like the ones from Spirit Halloween, but for some reason when I was really younger, I was super afraid of them, so I never wanted to go on the train ride just because of them. But if you're wondering where those animatronics went, just stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll let you know what's happening with them. However, going back to this, it's all still the original paint and everything. And since I'm in this area, I have to point this out. When I was younger, right below here, there was an alien ride where you went through and shoot aliens, but there is barely any pictures of that on the internet. I'm telling you, I looked everywhere and I barely could find anything. But shortly after that ride opened, it unfortunately closed and became a pizza place, which it's still one to this day. It's going by a different name, but you can still eat pizza right in that spot, which I'll do later on. Back to what I was saying about seeing the old attractions, you have this giant rock wall right here next to the ramp. Now, if you're wondering what's up the ramp, I can't really see. They have the whole area blocked off, but you have those two statues right there. All the way over here on the other side, you have two more rides to look at, starting with this submarine. I can't believe this still remains because I remember going on this all the time when I was younger. This has been here for as long as I possibly can remember. Oh my gosh, look at this. This thing is so crazy, someone's hand came off. And then next to that, you have the old merry-go-round. And if they ever build the hotel, this along with the Ferris wheel will be saved. You can kind of see from this photo the idea that they have to incorporate it in the new building. But as for old rides, those are really about it. Everything else is arcade games, which I guess isn't the worst news because look at this, they got Connect 4 and while you're hooping, they even give you a free drink. I mean, seriously, how sweet of Gillian's to do that. Now, if you were to ask me what's my favorite arcade game, I will always tell you Skee Ball. I'm not sure why I always found this game to be so fun, but it just is. Right next to that, you have another classic, but for some reason, it's snowmen there instead of clowns. Now, here's a great one. You got Double Dribble, where it's a tiny basketball game. Just grab a basketball like this, and then you're a winner every time because it's so small. Over by the front, they actually have a lot of these small kiddie rides, like this submarine, a goofy looking train, this Star Wars spaceship, and even this dog with a fire hydrant. But then for some reason, I have no idea why, across from that, they have a bunch of construction vehicles. Every single one of them almost looks the exact same. But at least this one has Bob the Builder, but someone's got to tell him to pay attention because he's literally pushing his cat. Over in this section, they have a bunch of photo booths, like the classic one where you sit here and take a photo, which has a bunch left behind for some reason. I guess everyone just forgot it. You have this cool Marvel one where I guess you're supposed to look like a superhero or something. But the craziest one is right here called Photo Studio Deluxe. You can stand in this big room and get a full body shot of yourself. Great idea, but not for me. Now, honestly, I want to go back to these claw machines for a minute because I have some things I want to win. First, let's get a fidget spinner because these are definitely still popular. I'm gonna go for that one right there. You think I got it? Oh man, that was trash. Let's try that again. Oh, that's right on there. Look at that. I think the thing just broke. Oh my, what the heck? I got myself the best thing ever. Now, I have to say, I'm really upset about this one. I want that poop plush so badly right there, but unfortunately, it's out of service. How are you gonna have poop on all of your claw machines, but then the one where you can actually win it isn't working? But we'll move on to the next best thing right here, which is Kool-Aid Man himself. I can't believe my dreams are about to come true. Here we go. Right in there. This is the best thing ever. Now, before I check out what rides are left, I have to try some of the pizza from the new pizza place that just opened up and will unfortunately close in the same year. It actually doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, it's just your standard slice of pizza, and I always get pepperoni because that's my favorite. It's as good as a pizza can possibly be. Now that I've seen all the games and ate the pizza, there's only one thing left to do. Obviously, it's look at all the rides that are left outside. However, one big problem is every section leading out there is covered up with these gates. The only part you can see outside is through these doors where they're doing a bunch of construction. That's the best angle you're gonna get, but there's a few other things that you can see along the outside. Luckily, this gate is still open, so you can get a good view inside right here. Obviously, you got the big Ferris wheel still left behind because they're gonna save it, but below all of that is a bunch of construction material. Around the corner from that fence, this was another entrance that's now been closed off. I mean, you can still get a good view at stuff, but they just don't want anyone walking by there. But this entrance is right below the log flume. Also, there's a random Thomas the Train out here. And then around the last corner, in November, I was able to see through here, but now you can't see a single thing. Now, as interesting as all that was, there's still one thing left unanswered. Where did the animatronics go? Well, in a fortunate turn of events, they were saved and moved to another place on the boardwalk. In my next video, I will be checking these guys out and showing their new location. Make sure to subscribe and buy merch. Link in the description.